Absolutely shocking, my friends. I'm going to let you listen to this, and then I'm going to show you the comments. That this is the problem with the whole society. That I'm just in shock how they can take a hero, no matter what they do, they can justify their actions. Not let's say they claim they're a hero, right? They'll take somebody who was an idler or somebody famous, but if it was your neighbor, it would have been trashing you, saying how disgusting they were, and good riddance, right? This is about Marilyn Monroe and Joan Rivers. You're going to love this. Because I didn't realize that this society has a way of putting somebody just because they're an actress or an actor on a pedestal. Now, watch this. Now, show the comments. I'm heading with it. This just blows my mind. Here's Joan Rivers.
I was very young. I was in college. I was dating Marilyn Monroe's lawyer's son. And we were invited to a dinner party. And she was a very shy woman. And she chose to sit next to me for the evening because I think I was the least threatening of anybody in the room.
Really?
And she sat with me the whole evening and talked to me. And one of the things she said was, don't ever forget, men are stupid and life is...
You gotta be kidding me. How do you like the stereotyping and male hatred, gender hatred that she just created? She could have said anything about Marilyn Monroe. So she takes that opportunity to insult men and be a male hater. That's lovely. I mean, seriously. And so, I mean, you kidding me, our friends. See, that is the problem. You know, you see all these guys, all these channels talking about how, divorce rates are out the roof. You got, these ladies who are narcissists. My former wife think that she has no respect for myself, herself, or familyhood, or even being a good mother when I did everything I could. Never worked a day in her life. They're entitled. And they lie. I'm not saying all women. That's things. I don't want to be her. I'm just saying that we have an issue here. The numbers are where you can acknowledge these things. I'm not saying there's some great ladies out there. You probably listen to this thing. True women. There's also a piece of garbage men. Both sexes are just disgusting anymore. But the fact is that doesn't make it right. So we have 75% of men who are just filthy. 75% of women are filthy, and they'll be pointing the fingers at each other saying which one's filthier. Right, when both hands are dirty, right? It's like the plank in the Lord said, you got to remove that plank from thy eye before this, right? So, I just find this amazing. Number one, and then you got to hear the comments. Of course, it's going to be ladies slanted, and it's like watch all these channels. These guys have been watching, talking about how. You got these ladies who are 35 to 40 who are single, sitting at home by themselves with their cats because they played the carousel and thought men were just filthy and disgusting instead of staying with a good guy. It's like even my former wife. I mean, I'm not saying I'm whether good even judge it or not. I was a great husband, a great dad to my children, which I haven't seen in 3.5 years because of her, right? And all these things. And here's, I looked like the bad guy. My brother said, my God, you must be a crappy. I didn't know what was going on in the household. When she lied, she used police to try to get me arrested. Well, it actually had me arrested several times for false domestic violence cases, everything else. And just because she's a lady, I mean, just filthy, my friends, right? Let's not go there. But listen, this is why it's so. So it said so. I shouldn't be insulting like this, but you got to kind of put a little sting out there to wake people up. So I may be insulting back. Go ahead and judge. I don't care, So I said, so coming from a lady that did drugs, died of drug overdose, and drug suicide. Yeah, the reason I put that, because everybody's saying how much a hero was. She's a strong lady, and boy, she was right. And she was emotionally telling the truth about men, and she was tough. From a lady who couldn't hit the muster. Marilyn Monroe. I'm not trying to insult Marilyn Monroe. Because then again, I'm just doing whatever else is. But I'm telling from a human standpoint, that's why I can't stand humans, that they're quick to slash the tongue, but not look in the mirror and see how behavior is inappropriate. That's why these people, I'm so disgusted. I shouldn't even entertain this, but I'm going to. So it says, so men were stupid, or her. Carmen sin's a bitch, and it can be self-delivered. Good riddance. She self-delivered hold Carmen sin. Drug overdose and ends up, right? And she actually used, and she said that she used her flauntiness to make millions back then, or to be an idler. Instead of walking with self-dignity and respect, Marilyn Monroe, she went ahead and said, because I'm going to be big-breasted and I'm going to look beautiful, I'm going to sell it anyway. Instead of taking respect to myself and looking in the mirror and taking some integrity and bow out of society, of this society of Hollywood and this sort of thing. So you sold yourself out to yourself, Marilyn Monroe. And then Joan Rivers actually says how much heroish that is. Well, yeah, right, Joan Rivers. You're a river of lies. And I said, thank you for insulting all men, because then all of a sudden now she created the division. So insulted all men like we're all the same by saying, men are this. Instead, there are some men, or said, some guys might do this. But, she had the opportunity that, Joan Rivers had an opportunity to say something wonderful about Marilyn Monroe. So she immediately comes out the negative. Because said, she was this or that, or had a great time meeting her. And, it was a great situation. And, something could have been positive. I'm sure she may have said, maybe she didn't say something positive. Maybe that's Marilyn Monroe. She's just negative. Maybe she said something positive and could have brought that out. But no. We got to use a to slander and slaunt. And I don't know Joan Rivers, if she had a husband on the background, children. I don't know. I'm going to check it after this to see what kind of background she lived after her life this. So I said, thank you for insulting all men. I have 10 times. I have 10 times your brain, ladies. I'm trying to be intellectual thing. I got 10 times this lady's brains, both of them. Not even brains by intelligence, which I could beat him in 10 seconds. And there's some ladies out me. There's Brian in Germany. That lady is incredible. Her intelligence slaps me down the drain. But intelligence by your heart and using your tongue for proper speaking, right? You couldn't have said something nice, more male gender hate. That's all she did. That's my comment. And it was like this. She knew what she was doing, and men thought they were smarter than her. Lots left. What a queen. The queen stung herself with her own stinger, lady. Isn't it amazing? Did you read this? Am I reading this? A queen, so to live my example, a lady who overdoses on drugs and ended up being a hermit before she died because she didn't bow out and didn't do the proper things and be, maybe been a lady who had children and had a true family or something. And I don't remember Marilyn Monroe ever talking about God. Do you? Or using her idolization to talk about the Lord and saying, we need to be better society. And, God put us on this earth to be good mental ladies and gentlemen and be honest and caring to each other. Don't remember her? Marilyn, do you? Just like the Queen Elizabeth that just died in Britain. Don't remember her ever talking about being a good person. What did she do? She had billions of dollars and billions of opportunity and billions of power that you and I did. And they're in Queen of, and I've asked people on the street, and they, oh my God, they had flowers for her. They did this and that. And boy, she did great things for the world. I don't remember her doing anything for me, you, or anybody else, or helping out the children in this world and one starving and not, and being an advocate for the lower class people and being like a Mother Teresa. Do you? But boy, they sure said, boy, the world had a big loss of Queen Elizabeth. Oh my God. I mean, I could not believe how the world's going to miss this lady that changed the world. Don't remember that happening. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that you can take somebody who, just because they're a queen or have a title even, just by title words, that they make out to be this massive, wonderful, changing person in the world. And how wonderful the world's going to miss her. Wow. I think they'd better understand, because I have talked to people, very deep, not state deep world. He was talking about deep state, deep world, that can tell me true stories that are true, that have spoken to her, been around Queen Elizabeth, for example, even, and tell me truths that make me want to just puke. Puke! Puke! But see, God reveals all to me, you, and others. So the Lord At these times, especially Revelations, we see truths. And it's disgusting. And they're probably revealing truths about people because we're learning about people's behaviors. And also we're learning truths about things like this. So I'm going to move on for a second. I totally agree with Marilyn Monroe. Oh, there you go. Got a male hater right there. See, then it causes more still hate. Oh, she's very innocent and creep. So happy she now shines like the star in the sky. She shines by star. So you gotta kill yourself, martyr yourself to be a star and shine in the sky. You're gonna martyr yourself of, overdosing drugs and, you kidding me? Men are stupid like big tits. No truer words ever spoken. Wow, thank you. Boy, that's nice. Coming in from another lady. Rest in peace, beautiful Marilyn Monroe, Joan. Oh, wow. Okay, that's fine. That's fine to say, man. Two incredibly beautiful women. Maybe Joan Rivers not good looking, by the way, other than that. Beauty in the heart. I measure beauty by beauty in the heart, not the way Marilyn looked or acted. I'm not allowed to judge. The world isn't the same without them. Well, probably true. Because we didn't need that kind of hate spread. Absolute goddess, Marilyn forever. A goddess of what? Hate. Goddess of what? A goddess? Really? These ladies, I'm not going to get into this LGBTQ, XYZ, A, B, C, D, E, F, Gs, but that sounds pretty interesting that, kind of a weird thing to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Maybe you should have married her, huh? Maybe go back in time. Kind of weird. Well, talk to this guy. I love Joan, blah, blah. Joan Constance says, well, beware the wolves of Holly. Marilyn was very empowered and stronger than some would try to have us believe. So strong, she ended up committing suicide in the end. Boy, she was really strong, folks. Hell. Try living on these streets, fighting good. Try finding true words. Try telling the truth that's, like Matt, quantum consciousness, other than I'm just saying to other people some truth. They're not Matt. That's a terrible example. Try telling the truth in this world. Yeah, try. You get squashed. Try to bring peace and love. You'll get true speakers are very ever heard in this world. True fighters like you, brothers and sisters and friends. True fighters that you try it. I've been beaten, punched, and kicked, and insulted, and rock shot, and cussed at, and I did nothing wrong against these churches, the people, everything you can imagine, sir. You don't see me, anybody knowing Kirk James, and I'm not trying to idolize myself. I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal like these. Try that, sir, because the true heroes out there aren't always on the glamour and the limelight of this world. I'm not saying I'm a hero, but if I made one difference, which I have, I know, you told me, then I made a difference. That I feel like a hero to myself. That if this world ever knows who I was, never existed, I don't really care. I know I changed someone's life. And that one person changed their children. In the future, I've had people tell me, they said, man, you changed my life. And I didn't seek to get that attention or say different. And you probably have too. I made a difference. I can die today and say, you know what? I made a difference. I know at least one, if not more. It's okay to take humble pride, my friends. It's okay. You know what I'm boasting about? It's fine. I've changed lives. I made a difference. And that's something I can live with and die with. Right? Two icons in one room who are both sharp as a tack and funny as hell. Hope you both are having a dinner party in heaven. Well, I hope they clean up their act before they got to heaven. Or they're up there still insulting men, calling us stupid and annoying, taking your same behavior here on earth and taking it right to heaven. I don't want to be part of heaven then, folks. No, you have it. I want to have that kind of human bullcrap behavior. Okay? If men like big boobs, then why am I still single? Well, I don't know. Maybe because it can happen either way. You're a good lady, and you're not just selling yourself out, or you're playing the carousel too much and men can read it and say, no, I'm not going to waste my time with that person. Playing the carousel of, you know what I mean, not being serious and being around guys. Why don't a lot of more people who met her say stuff like this? It's nice to hear. Well, really? How? Hear the truth? Kind of nice. Lovely. In what ways? It was lovely. Super gorgeous. Well, I think that's gorgeous. I'm not going to insult her. I tell my mother, because I was actually doing some thinking about her, that, you know, I'm going to be humanized, even though I see beauty like in the heart. I'm going to say, she wasn't that good looking, to be honest with you. No, they made her out to. They keep telling you enough that she's good looking, so you're going to assume that's what good looks are. In a physical sense, facial, not. I don't think she's good looking. I don't. And also, what's funny about her voice, sound like an 8 or 9-year-old boy. Not kidding you. When I listen to her voice, it sounded like an 8 or 9-year-old boy. You know, very just childish. And men said, oh, how wonderful her voice was and beautiful she was. I'm like, really? Are you a male pedophile? Because that you attract the ladies who I'm not trying to slow her voice, because, I mean, you're born with what you got, but I'm sure she could change her voice. That you're attracted to that kind of stuff. I want to hear a voice of confidence, respect, a lady who you can hear it in their voice, not an 8 or 9-year-old baby voice, right? And a boy coming out, a lady. Well, that's enough of that. One more thing I'm going to tell you about this. And I don't know if I can pull it up here. I don't know if it's still here. That's why I can't stand watching some of these TikTok thingies and shorts, because every time I watch them, it just makes me want to puke about our human race. Just makes me want to puke. Every time I watch them, it just makes me sick to my stomach. It reminds me about human behavior. I'm not kidding you. I am so done with human behavior. I hate to be human. It sounds horrible. I can't stand being human. Our behaviors, our characters, our pettiness, our selfishness and stupidity. Once you get your soul to a certain point and your mindset to a certain category, I'm just so disappointed. See, that's the thing that I'm probably ruined forever. Raleigh was talking about this, our buddy. He said, Kirk, it's kind of like the Matrix. Once you take that pill and see through all the veils of not only spiritual, but the veils of mankind and ladykind, it's hard to swallow. I don't want to be around these people. And that's what's sick. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want to be in a heaven where I have to deal with this kind of behavior over there, right? So that's what you think. So does God and the Lord, your soul goes through a spiritual filter that magically removes this junk here? Because then it removes the whole purpose of being here and it being a school, if that's true. That, you know, they can just change it anyway, your soul and spirit, to make you a more respectful person. Or they go to a different heaven where they learn to do it some more. And I do not believe in reincarnation. I don't. If it's true, I don't know. I think it's a excuse. Do you want to be around that? These kind of behaviors? Because I won't. If my soul just ceased to exist, I'd rather have that than live an eternity with this behavior. No way. No way. I've had enough here. And I'm starting to go down and be native, because we're supposed to be positive in anything we do. That's why we're here, and supposed to be positive and accept people's ways. If I was God, your creator, I could take this place. I mean, geez, just the human behavior. I'm embarrassed that Yeah, we call ourselves children of God even. Kidding me. All right, so let me tell you this. What I found was interesting was there's a number one video, and I don't know if I can pull it up here. Boy, this late, and then I'll cut this off. Hopefully it's here. It just blew my mind. Let's see if I can find it. Feminine empowerment. Yeah, more of hate. Let's see if I can pull up the history. I want to see this. I just go scout all the places. Like I think, oh, this is a sacred secret, boy. You gotta look at that, my friends. My gosh, I didn't know there was a lot of things about our body that talks about that about Christ and oil and then your brain, and oh, it just blows my mind. Well, looks like you can't find it here, so I'll go ahead and repeat it. Here's what it said. This, I don't know why they have the worst history thing like this. This YouTube is ridiculous. Can't do anything. I mean, seriously, for a company that makes billions of dollars, I mean, software field, I could have a better history cataloging than this thing. I mean, seriously, the interfaces are crappy. The comments half show up and swear it's half intended. I mean, geez, man, I don't know who manages the actual interfaces of YouTube and managers. It is a piece of garbage. They don't care because they get such billions of dollars that they can provide half crap service and still get away with it. They're starting out and there's day one from this, and there's another competitor out there that can actually encroach on this area. They kick their butts because everybody's complaining about how comments, so some people commenting, so I apologize if you see a comment and it doesn't show up, or just how weak it is. Search engines just disgusting. I mean, you can't even do basic searches for the search engine to look for things. It's probably all designed intention just to drive you absolutely out of your mind. But anyway, so here's what I'm headed with, okay? That it talks about a true story about a younger lady that she lived both in California, the West Coast, and also East Coast near New York City, and on the East Coast as well. And she said the most amazing thing that this other lady, I don't know who she was talking about, some talk show host, probably on television or whatever, somebody snagged about this story, secondary hand story, that she said in the East Coast, they're very, she said they're very kind, but not nice, the people in the East Coast. But then she said the West Coast, they're nice, but not kind, just the opposite of those two words, right? So she said on the East Coast that people are kind, but not nice. So then she showed an example of, like, for example, somebody, like, say you have a flat tire. Somebody on the East Coast will say, it's true, hey, why are you so stupid? Why didn't you have a spare? You don't know how to change a tire? Are you stupid? Get out of the way. Let me fix that tire for you. My God, and they sit there and insult you the entire time. Said, geez, you could have pulled off better too, because there's a lot of traffic here, and God, man, you should use your head, and make sure your tires should have bought some better like fix you flat or something, instead of having to sit here and bolt this thing. So they're kind, they'll do a kind act, but then not nice and insult you the dang time. And then it goes down. It said then on the West Coast where they're nice but not kind. Oh, I am so sorry that your tire went flat. Oh, that just sucks. And boy, I feel bad for you, but they won't be kind and help you actually fix the damn tire. So, and I've had that. I'm serious. I'm standing there looking, well, they all will feel bad for you, but we're not going to help you. It's just disgusting. It's like, really, you're not going to help me at all? It's like, well, I'm so glad that you feel bad for me, but geez, could you help me look like, at least like maybe, something little like, hey, you need some water because you're out here and it's a sunny day or whatever, right? They don't care. It's like, but they'll show. So it's like, God, that's so true. It's all about humanity. Humanity, the people these days, is the true thing. But I told you just about humans, okay? And then this guy, like the comments, he put a great post. He goes, yeah, but he goes, boy, like in the in Missouri area or somewhere in the belt, he said, He said he goes, they're both kind and nice. He said, they'll pull up and say, oh, hold on a second, I know a buddy or I got a relative and, he's got a tow truck, get you out here safely and we'll tow that thing out and fix it. He said, they'll tow the truck, fix the dang tire. And also he said, you're driving and having a place to stay the night and talking to people and have a bed. He said, next day you'll leave with the 3 bags of food. I said, that's true, man. It is true. There are some places like that still. Unfortunately, I want to move there. I'm serious. They take care of you, and they glad to meet you, and you have a nice trip there, and you leave with 3 bags of food. Just like, wow. That's called love one another, right? The Lord sent. And it's just amazing. And that's what we need to be as humans, all right? So I'm going to wrap this up. So you know what? If it upsets you, well, I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to insult Marilyn Monroe. We're all sinners. We all make mistakes, and I do stupid things, and I'm insulting just as well. But trying to be better. But I'm going to call it out because I'm going to bring attention to this. All right. God bless and love you all.